Okay, and also on that part where Bill Murray says, we'll both take twos, and then Jordan got the 122. Bill Murray says he wants to come back and play, or come and play basketball, and he says something about David Stern, blah blah blah. So I looked up David Stern. Look at David Stern was 922, and I took David Stern's birthday, 9/22/1942, and I went to the day that Michael Jordan came back out of retirement wearing number 45, and look at it. He was 52 years old, 5 months, 25 days. 52525. Give me a break. So moving on here, another thing I never noticed, or I couldn't figure it out, and I think this is what it is then. When they're training or whatever, the score says 80 to 62. Could be something with the 62, but if you add 80 and 62, 80 and 62 takes you to 142. Well, I mean, that's literally just also would be 214 or whatever, Valentine's. If you do it the like the European way or whatever. And this clock, it originally isn't this time, but then every other time they come in here, it's at this time. I mean, even on the next day or whatever when they come in, it's still the same time. And before I thought it was like a 10-4 to do with the 88 days left. Now I'm starting to wonder if it's supposed to be, it looks more like 5 to the 10, and then 10-5 is literally September 22nd, if you convert it from Julian and Gregorian or whatever. So who knows? Just pointing that out. I thought it was maybe like 449 or something to do with 4 and 10 or 4 and 9, but I'm starting to think it's actually 10 to do with the 922 reference. Then I talked about the score. So it's 77 to 67 right now, and then no time comes off the clock, and then they literally, so there's 10 seconds left, and the next time they show the score, it's 77 to 76. Like, literally, they don't play any time or whatever. So then they're down by 1. And I could never figure out completely what the 67 was about. I knew it was about Bill Murray because Bill Murray comes in right after this because they don't have enough players. But Space Jam came out in 1996, which is 19 years ago, and 67 is the 19th prime number. Also, when it goes to 76, 76 is associated with the 52s and whatnot, with 1776. You add 88 plus 88, it takes you to 52. And anyway, I'm going to move on here. After that guy gets hurt, they have nobody left to play. So they don't know what to do. They only have 4. And then all of a sudden, Bill Murray shows up. And I just thought it was, Bill Murray's wearing number 22. He talks to Daffy Duck too, so it's a 222. Definitely significant. We've talked about it a lot, but I couldn't. It all makes sense now. I looked at the box score of Space Jam here, and the box score, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players. So that means there was only 13 before Bill Murray came in. And if only 4 were left, 13 minus 4 is 9. So that means that 9 Looney Tune players were hurt and couldn't play anymore, so they brought in the 22. 9 players were hurt, and then number 22 came in to save the day, so another 922. Or I guess, of course, you could say that 9 players got injured. They brought in the 922. Number 23 ends the game after 9 players get hurt. So 923 again. He also scored 44 points. Go figure. So then they end up winning the game 78 to 77. 70, super significant. 1978, Queen Elizabeth was 52 years old. Also her 26th reign as queen. And she became queen on 2/6 in 1952, coronated on 6/2. It all goes back to American Pharaoh, who the last horse to win the Triple Crown was in 1978, 37 years ago. Pope John Paul, the last pope supposedly murdered. He died in 1978, 33 days after he became the pope. of like Michael Jordan's dad in a way. So because Michael Jordan's last game in 1993 retired was on 6/20, and then his dad mysteriously got murdered on July 23rd, 1993, which is 33 days away from his last game when he won the championship in 93. And then, of course, he died on July 23rd, the first day of the dog days of summer that have to do with the dog star Sirius, and the intro song for the Chicago Bulls was by this band, the Alan Parsons Project, called Eye in the Sky. But the song that they used, they wrote a song called Sirius. It was the intro for the Chicago Bulls, the bum 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 bum. So pretty interesting. And I guess speaking of 33, this song actually came out in 1982, which would in June, so 33 years ago as well. I also watched this movie then. It's basically the second animated, full-length animated film, Looney Tunes or whatever. So it was originally supposed to be called Space Jam 2, but Michael Jordan didn't sign the contract, so then they ended up changing it to Looney Tunes Back in Action. And I mean, this whole movie is basically about, it's just like a mystery movie or whatever, where they, like almost like the Da Vinci Code type of movie. Basically, the whole synopsis of the movie, I'm going to make it short on this one, is that his dad gets kidnapped. His dad's a famous actor, but he doesn't know he's a spy, and basically he has to become a spy to go save his dad, kind of thing. And Acme is trying to take over the world, basically. And I guess first thing I noticed is that the movie came out or premiered on November 9th, with 52 days left until the end of the year. That's November 9th. And this movie, honestly, it's really a lot based on Daffy Duck being mad at Bugs Bunny too. Like that's how the whole plot begins. That he wants to be the star and Bugs is the star, and he can't get over that. But when I thought of the duck, I don't know why it reminded me of the Mighty Ducks. Probably because it came out when I was a kid, whatever. And Goldberg, go figure, on the cover. There's a part in this movie. They're District 5. It's in the very beginning when he drives out on Gordon Bombay drives out on the ice, and then Goldberg says, "I'm only going to be here for a while. Then I'm moving back to Philly, so Philadelphia." But he never moves back to Philadelphia in the whole movie. So why he says that, no idea. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I scrolled down and I just looked at the guy who played Goldberg, Greg Goldberg, GG77, whatever, Sean Weiss. And look at this. He was born on August 27th, the 239th day of the year. I mean, just weird. So it's interesting, too, the Mighty Ducks actually made the hockey team the Anaheim Ducks. So they were formed because of this movie. They came out in 1993, the same year Michael Jordan retired, which is 22 years ago. And I didn't realize the Mighty Ducks film was 23 years ago. Just crazy that you find that off just thinking of the duck. So I'm assuming the duck, it has to be a representative of something. Who knows? I'll think about it. I mean, you even got like Howard the Duck, and then you got like the time travel, time portation thing in that movie. So who knows? Duck, I remember even writing it down back in like 2012. I remember that was one of the buzzwords that I was looking for. Also, bridge was one of them when I go back in my deal here. So just kind of weird. Whatever. Talk about it later. Sorry. Moving on. So right in the beginning of this movie, then Brendan Fraser, he has to capture Daffy Duck because Daffy Duck gets fired by this lady, and later on, this lady says she made the company $950 million, and then her bosses fire her anyway because they're like, it's not $1 billion. But what's interesting, this movie came out, like I said, in 2003 in November, and they make it a point to tell you that she drives a 1988, I don't even remember, Alpha something LeBaron or something like that. But just interesting to make it a point that she drives a 1988 car in this movie. It was 15 years later or whatever. But in a second, I'm just going to play a clip of it. The Daffy Duck drives the makes the Batmobile go into the water tower, and the water tower falls onto the car. It's, I don't know, kind of reminds me of like a lot of people have been talking about the Hoover Dam and whatnot. Not saying it's going to happen, just saying, hey, look at this movie. The Space Jam is definitely significant. I really have that feeling. And then they knock over this water tower, and it falls onto her 1988 car. So here's the clip of that. So then check this out. At exactly 9:23 in the movie, if you look in the background here, there's nothing here. Well, watch what happens. A sheep pops up. Like they're saying, hey, we're the sheep. It's just so crazy. I'll just play a little clip here. Oh, there's the sheep. And they push it out of the way, and he beats up the desert wolf. And Wolf and Luperacalia and Michael J. Fox, that's why he was the Teen Wolf, Fox 42. And I'm actually going to skip over a lot of small stuff like this, but they do a lot of stuff like this in the movie. There's a lot of one-eye symbolism in this movie. Right here, there's the one eye, and he's laying on the checkerboard floor. And he actually dumps the thing of Hershey's into the bathtub right before this. And I've talked about Hershey's and the number 88 a whole bunch of times. Maybe not a whole bunch, but in previous videos. Later on in the movie, they wreck in the desert or whatever, and she gets on her phone and she says, I need you to move my 12 o'clock appointment up to 2 o'clock, then back to 11 o'clock, and then just cancel it all together. That's just strange for her to even say, but 12 o'clock and move it up to 2 o'clock, that's 12, 2, 122, and then back to 11 o'clock, 2 to 11, 2, 11, 22 again. 112, the emergency number, and Europe or whatever instead of 911. Then there's a Walmart Mirage in the middle of the desert. Walmart is 88. So right here, they're walking through the desert, and he ends up discovering Area 52. Instead of Area 51, it's Area 52. It's just like some hidden base, and they explain it later that Area 51 is actually just a mock place, and Area 52 is really where they do all the stuff. And I'll actually just play a clip here really quick to show you what it's talking about or whatever.
Get up, fellas. Nice coat. White is the new black, you know. Oh, look. So, this is Area 51, right? No. The secret military base? No. Where they keep the aliens?
No. Area 51 is actually a paranoid fantasy we concocted to hide the true identity of this facility, which is Area 52. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, right. Area 52.
So they got to go here to find Mother, which is this lady, and they're looking for the Blue Monkey Diamond. That's what the whole movie is about, the Blue Monkey Diamond. And she plays this video, and it explains about the Blue Monkey Diamond. So I'll just play a clip. It's basically about how they have this deal. They're going to hook it up to a satellite, and Acme is going to like make the whole world, all the humans turn into monkeys, and then they're going to turn them back into humans. And it's just crazy. What they want to do, is they want to make everybody monkeys so they can manufacture Acme's goods or whatever, and then they change them back into humans so they buy them and keep the cycle going. It's sort of like the movie Jupiter Ascending in a way.
Greetings, Damian Drake. If you are watching this, you are aware that the world indeed is in grave danger. The Acme Corporation is in hot pursuit of the Blue Monkey Diamond, a supernatural gem with the ability to turn people into monkeys. And then back again. It is the Acme chairman's goal to turn the population into monkey slaves to manufacture shoddy Acme goods and then change them back to people to buy the stuff.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, you may say. Your mission is this: find it, destroy it, save humanity, and remember, no one wants to be turned into a monkey.
So then at Area 52, one of the puzzles is with this card, the Queen of Diamonds. 52 decks or 52 cards in a deck. They're 89 by whatever it was. I know I talked about it before. Queen's 89, but he says, "What's the deal with this card?" And she says, "That is something that lies behind the mirror, like some mystery thing." And they're like, "What?" And then she says, I know, but the creators or whatever, they love the mystery of making puzzles or whatever, or coding everything into something. I can't even remember what it is. Basically, she's saying, hey, they code everything into riddles, and then she says it's some kind of sick, sadistic thing or whatever. So I'll play the clip, and you can hear it. Hopefully you can hear it. Just wanted to talk about it in case you can't.
Motherfuckers, one last question. What's the deal with this card?
Well, that is the window into what lies behind your smile.
What?
I'm sorry, it's our intelligence people. They feel a need to code everything in a riddle. I think they get some kind of perverse pleasure out of it. I think it's corporate.
So, and on the card, it ends up being the Mona Lisa instead of the Queen. I've talked about the Mona Lisa and time travel, I think the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and the mirrored images, and the guy who stole it in 1911, who died on October 11th at age 44, and was born on October 11th, so just kind of weird. Also kind of strange, right after that, Elmer Fudd shows up, and he says, turns out I'm evil. And then he says, now give me the card so I can please my dark masters. It's just really weird, And then they asked Marvin the Martian for directions, and what would the movie be without a Saturn reference? I mean, give me a break. Okay, a couple more things I want to point out. So right here, there's a giant mechanical dog that's trying to stop them from saving his dad or whatever. Luperacalia. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's the reason they put it. And I figured, why not end the movie off why not end this video off how it started? I mean, you got the train coming, just like the Philadelphia train wreck that I was talking about. Don't know how significant it is with this, but I mean, there's a train that's going to hit him. He jumps and saves his, and just watch what the coyote puts up here. They don't pay me enough. Nope, they probably do not pay you enough. Brandon Boston or whatever your name is. But they definitely pay you enough to keep quiet, that's for sure. Who knows, like I said, just can't believe there's actually 923s around Jordan, or 922s even. I don't know if it means they're gonna lead it up to the alien deception or what's going on. Like, I don't know what's going on. I honestly don't think anything's gonna happen that day. I think it's something associated with it. I've said that multiple times, but who knows? I just keep seeing more and more stuff. I don't even mean to keep bringing up the 923 things because there's other things I want to talk about, but it seems like it just keeps coming back to that all of a sudden for me. So figured I'd make some videos. And anyway, just have a great night. I know it's really long. Hopefully you guys stuck around. So have a good one.